Antonio Ferrara, from immigrant child to escape king. 1. Birth between shadow and fire. Antonio Ferrara was born in 1975 in Naples, Italy, the mafia-era city, where the air smells of the sea and blood. But he didn't live long in Italy. His father, a simple but strong man, decided to flee with his family from the hell of toast, poverty, and unemployment. So at the age of 8, Antonio moved with his family to the outskirts of Paris, in the slums, where immigrants and French people lived on the margins of society. Antonio began to grow up in silence, but inside a fire burned unnoticed. 2. The boy who picks locks. At the age of 14, Antonio began to display a strange skill. He could pick any lock in minutes, without any professional equipment. He didn't like school and he wasn't violent, but he was very intelligent, silently observing and planning. One day he was arrested after robbing a small jewelry store, but was released on bail without any charges. That incident marked the beginning of a path from which there was no return. 3. His entry into the world of organized crime. During the 1990s, Antonio joined a criminal gang specializing in bank robberies, destroying safes with explosives, arms trafficking. His friends nicknamed him the Quiet Killer because he didn't shout or threaten, he just carried out his operations. But what distinguished him most was his exceptional ability to escape. He was arrested more than once, but he always found a way to escape once. He broke the bars of his cell with the blade of a towel wrapped in iron. For the big arrest in 2001, after a series of robberies, Ferrara was finally arrested and transferred to Fresnes prison, one of the highest security prisons in France. But Antonio didn't want to stay. 5. The escape that shook France. At dawn on March 13, 2003, the most violent prison break in French history took place. 4 armed, trained men stormed the prison. They fired at the towers. They blew up the main door with plastic explosives. In just 5 minutes, they entered the cell, extracted Ferrara, and burned their way to freedom. Antonio left in a luxury car under a hail of bullets, leaving chaos and scandal in his wake. 6. The hunt and capture. Ferrara disappeared for 4 months. He disguised himself, moved around, and hid. Then, in July 2003, he was arrested in an apartment in the suburbs of Sertile, carrying a false identity. Hay was returned to prison, but this time to a windowless underground cell. 7. The legend. Today, Antonio Ferrara is serving a prison sentence of more than 30 years. But despite everything, newspapers still describe him as the man who redefined the meaning of escape, not just with his body, but with his mind.